Yo, this situation is straight up insane. Cardi B just pulled one of the wildest switch-ups we've seen in a minute, and the internet, it's in full meltdown mode. Just when everyone thought she was finally done with Offset for good, like moving on vibes, glowing up with NFL baller Stefon Diggs, boom! She spins the block and is suddenly back with her old flame like none of that even happened. And guess what? Word on the street is Cardi and Offset are officially back together. Yep, you heard that loud and clear, and this ain't just some rumor floating around. We got receipts. From mysteriously deleted Instagram posts to shady live streams that had fans decoding every second, plus Offset out here stunting online like he just won her back with zero shame. And let's not forget the fan theories blowing up all over the place, connecting the dots like a real-life soap opera. This story got layers on layers. We're digging into everything from Cardi's abrupt split with Stefon Diggs, who was allegedly her rebound man, to Offset's wild online flexes. It's all tied up in a big old mess of cheating allegations, steamy reconciliations, emotional live sessions, and that classic pattern of breakups, babies, and makeups. It's loud, it's raw, it's the definition of celebrity madness. Let's rewind to the exact moment fans noticed the shift when Cardi suddenly wiped every single pic of Stefon Diggs off her Instagram like, poof, he was gone. No more boat selfies, no more courtside dates, no candlelit dinners, nothing. She scrubbed her page clean, and that silence, it screamed louder than words. That's classic Celeb breakup code. It's over, but I'm not saying it out loud. And let's not forget, even though Cardi and Stefon never came out and said they were official, we saw the vibes. The chemistry was loud. She looked smitten in interviews, glowing like a woman deep in love. So when all those moments vanished into thin air and she stopped posting like she used to, fans instantly knew something major went down. Things took a wild turn fast. Rumors started swirling that Stefon Diggs wasn't trying to be involved with Cardi's kids, and that apparently sparked some serious tension behind the scenes. One source even claimed Cardi had invited him to Disneyland with her fam, and he straight up turned her down. That right there might have been the moment things started unraveling. But the real chaos, it came when multiple women started popping up saying they were also with Stefon. At the exact same time, he was linked to Cardi. Yep, at least 3 different women came forward putting Stefon on blast. They were calling him sneaky, saying they were still messing with him while he was supposedly dating Cardi. Like, really? Cardi's been through all that mess before with Offset. She's seen this movie. She wasn't about to let herself get caught in the same toxic loop again. She dipped fast. Now here's where the drama hits a whole new level. The second breakup buzz started flying. Offset jumps on Instagram Live looking real smug, smiling, talking reckless, and dropping lines that had everybody's jaws on the floor. Dude said, "Y'all can't get rid of me. I'm like cancer." Then follows it up with "all my hoes." He was out here sounding like a full-blown villain straight out of a rap soap opera. You could feel the energy shift like he already knew the playbook. This wasn't just trash talk. This was strategic. That cocky little grin, that wasn't about his exes. It was all about Cardi. He saw what fans were seeing too. Cardi had dropped Diggs, and it wasn't hard to guess who she'd bounce back to. Offset's been through the loop with her more times than we can count. He knew this was his moment, and it looks like he slid right back in without missing a beat.
And Stefon Diggs done broke up because of his ex, and Offset was on the sideline waiting for this mess. Huh? Cardi B and Stefon Diggs done broke up because of his ex, and Offset was on the sideline waiting for this mess. Listen, I think we all knew that this was temporary. I mean, from the interviews and stuff they used to do with Stefon Diggs' teammates, I knew it was coming down the pipeline because none of his teammates wanted him to date their sister. So that was a red flag for me. But, I mean, can you blame Stefon Diggs? Let's really look at the situation. Cardi B got 3 kids by Offset. You around them, this is a new thing, and it's public. Of course, the kids still always talking about their dad, whether you around or not. Bro, you just there having a good time. Cardi B want to let her hair down. You spoiling her. Once they went to that castle, I said, oh, she bragging too much. Ooh, they about to bring some negativity in. Rightfully so. Honestly, it's about to be practice time. And realistically, most football players, they lock in right before the season. I need to be at least where I'm comfortable at. And apparently Stefon Diggs is back messing with his ex. Offset went on live and he turned up. Why? Because you can't get him out the picture. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? And everybody mad at Offset like, oh, you think that's funny? But, bro, it's a relationship, man. They've been married before. If this was a regular hood relationship, we wouldn't even be caring about this, honestly. But this is what goes on in regular, everyday relationships, y'all.
To really get why this whole thing is so wild, we gotta rewind and look at the real history between Cardi B and Offset. Their story kicks off back in 2017. Cardi was blowing up from her come-up days, and Offset was already riding high with Migos on the charts. Sparks flew fast. The engagement didn't take long at all. Cardi was head over heels, but the honeymoon phase didn't last, cause the cheating whispers started almost instantly. Offset was getting exposed left and right, DMs leaked, messy text threads popping up, and even some sketchy videos floating around. It wasn't just rumors, it was full-on receipts. Cardi tried to hang in there, tried to push through the chaos, but by late 2018, she finally had enough. She walked away publicly. Then came that infamous Rolling Loud moment. Offset crashing her stage mid-performance, holding flowers, begging for forgiveness like it was a movie scene. He hit her with the big "take me back" in front of the whole world. Some fans swooned, calling it romantic, but others, they saw it for what it might have been, manipulation in designer clothes. And even though the two kept finding their way back to each other, that trust, it was never fully healed. Cardi even admitted it, saying she struggled hard with trying to trust him again. Still, they had their first daughter, then a son, and they built a whole family life that always kept them tethered, no matter how chaotic things got. So when Cardi suddenly popped up with Stefon Diggs, new man, new energy, the internet couldn't believe it. People were stunned. It finally looked like she had closed the Offset chapter for good. But clearly, this saga wasn't over. So was Cardi really done with Offset? Looks like not quite. Now let's get into Stefon Diggs for a second. Dude's not just known for catching passes in the NFL, he's also caught a reputation off the field for jumping from woman to woman like it's part of his game plan. The second Cardi got linked to him, folks started sounding the alarm. Even Young Miami wasn't holding back. She called him a hoe, straight up. She made it real clear she wasn't messing with him and warned Cardi to watch her back. But Cardi? She seemed unbothered at first, doing her thing and staying low-key. That is, until a wave of women came forward, spilling all kinds of tea. They said Stefon was still texting them, still pulling up, and definitely not acting like a man in a committed thing. Loyalty? Nowhere in sight. So when Cardi suddenly wiped him off her socials like he never existed, fans were quick to connect the dots. They were like, yep, she saw what was up. She caught the pattern and dipped out before it got messier, and honestly, nobody blamed her. Now when it comes to Cardi and Offset, it's messy, it's chaotic, but it's also real. These two have dragged each other through the mud, no lie. We've seen them go at it online, throw shade, unfollow each other, file for divorce, cancel it like it was nothing, and then show up arm in arm at the Grammys acting brand new. But no matter how much drama goes down, they always find their way back. It's toxic, it's emotional, and it's the kind of roller coaster people just can't stop watching. Cardi and Offset have both said it in interviews over and over. They're more than just lovers, they're best friends. They've got kids, they've built a whole family empire, and whether it's toxic or just wild passion, there's no denying something deep keeps pulling them back together. Maybe Stefon Diggs was just a rebound, someone to distract Cardi while she tried to move on, but Offset, he's that one dude she always circles back to, no matter how far she strays. Now, has Cardi come out and said we're back together? Not exactly, but let's be real. She's not trying to hide it either. She's been out here liking Offset's pics again, rocking that solo glow like she just ditched the drama and came out stronger. She's tweeting stuff that low-key sounds like Ride or Die Cardi is creeping back into the spotlight. And Offset, man, he never left the picture. He didn't move like a dude who got dumped. He moved like someone who was just waiting for her to walk through that door again. And now it's starting to look like she did. Social media is going wild. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, it's a frenzy. Fans are split right down the middle. Half of them are hyped, screaming true love wins and calling it that full-on Bonnie and Clyde vibe. The other half, they're side-eyeing the whole thing like, girl, again, after everything? Some say Cardi's loyalty runs too deep, that she's riding too hard for a man who's fumbled before. Others say Offset's got her under his spell. But no matter where you stand, one thing's for sure. This story is far from over. So now the big question, what's next? Is this about to be a full-blown reunion, another public love fest, maybe even another wedding? Or are they gonna play it cool and keep things private while the world watches and guesses? With new music on the way from Cardi, this might just be the next chapter in the wildest love story in hip-hop. But just when we thought the drama might finally cool down, boom, another twist hits. Out of nowhere, Offset posts a story on Instagram with a not-so-innocent caption. A real one always circles back. Fans lost it. The timing, too perfect to be a coincidence. Cardi hadn't said a word, but Offset dropping that message right after her subtle online moves had everyone convinced. They're back on, officially or not. Then a video started circulating of them at the same event, different angles, but both clearly there. Cardi looking flawless in her designer fit, Offset just a few steps behind, acting like the king who never left his throne. No public PDA, but the tension was loud. That kind of energy doesn't lie. To top it all off, Cardi posted a clip of a new track she's working on, and guess what? The lyrics were loaded with hints. Back where I started, but I'm not the same. Learned my lesson, still playing the game. That had fans reading between the lines like detectives convinced she's talking about Offset. It's given reunion anthem. Meanwhile, the fan base is eating this up, breaking down every emoji, every tweet, every move like it's a chess match. One fan even said, they're not just a couple, they're a whole soap opera, and we're just living in it. And honestly, that ain't a lie. Now, at this point, whether they confirm it or not, the streets already believe it. All signs point to Cardi and Offset being back in each other's orbit, tighter than ever. The question now isn't if, it's how long before they take it public, and what kind of firestorm comes with it. Just when it felt like we were reaching the end of the chapter, Cardi flipped the script again. Out of nowhere, she hopped on Instagram Live looking laid back but talking real slick. She didn't drop names, but the message was crystal clear. She was throwing shade like it was second nature. One line hit hard: I'm not settling for breadcrumbs when I know I bring the whole table. Fans went into detective mode instantly. Was that about Stefon, about Offset, or maybe both? She followed it up by reposting a fan edit filled with throwback clips of her and Offset, vintage Cardi and Offset content. You know, the stuff that makes people feel nostalgic. Him hyping her backstage, her smiling ear to ear in oversized designer fits, them vibing in the studio. It was giving "we're locked in again" without saying a single word. Twitter couldn't handle it. People were posting side-by-sides of her glow now versus when she was with Diggs, saying things like Offset got her smiling different. And Offset wasn't staying quiet either. The same day Cardi went live, he posted a story that just said, "We locked in." No tags, no explanation, just vibes. But the timing? Too smooth to be random. People are saying Offset and Cardi are now low-key matching energies, liking the same fan tweets, posting at the same time, throwing subs that link up like puzzle pieces. This ain't coincidence. This is a slow burn rollout. Even blogs are catching on. One celeb page posted Cardi and Offset back together or playing games, and both of them liked it within minutes. That's not passive, that's calculated. It's like they're letting the internet do the work while they sit back and watch the chaos unfold. It's genius and messy at the same time, and fans can't get enough. Some people think this is a full-on rebrand for them as a couple, like they're building up buzz before a surprise collab or even a visual project. Others think this is just who they are. Toxic soulmates who love hard and fight harder. Either way, they've got the spotlight wrapped around their fingers. But there's more. People close to the couple are whispering that Cardi's new project might feature Offset on a track that's all about their history. Insiders say it's emotional, raw, and laced with real-life bars. If that's true, we might be getting the truth straight through the music, and fans are ready. One thing's for sure, whatever Cardi and Offset got going on, it's strategic, it's loud, and it's got everyone watching like it's a weekly series. From DMs to dinner dates to surprise performances, there's always a plot twist. So whether this is love, business, or both, they know exactly what they're doing. Offset's deep in his solo bag right now, grinding on new music, teasing little snippets, and moving like he's about to drop something major. And the streets are wondering, is a joint track with Cardi on the way? Could we be getting another bombshell interview or plot twist, a whole new baby announcement? With these two, nothing's off the table. They don't play it slow. They move like lightning, no warning, just action. So for real, don't blink. And that wraps up the full saga. From Stefon Diggs getting swerved like yesterday's trend, to Offset's smug grin that said everything without saying a word, to Cardi possibly spinning that block one more time. This story is straight up chaos and romance wrapped into one wild ride. But now it's your turn. What do you think is really going on here? Are we witnessing a real deal reunion with that one last chance energy? Or is it just the same messy cycle all over again? Drop your opinions in the comments. Would you go back to Offset after everything that's gone down? Or should Cardi have left that whole chapter buried in 2022? Let's hear those takes loud and clear, and don't forget to subscribe. Smash that like button, turn on your post notifications, and share this video with someone who lives for celeb drama. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.